Andy Biggs here from Arizona's 5th Congressional District. Thanks for joining me. I want to just give you a report on one of my amendments today. So one of my amendments was something called the Holman Rule, and it was to take out an office in the Office of Refugee and Resettlement. And what it would do is this: the individual who's in charge of relocating the unaccompanied children who are coming across our southern border, and by the way, we have hundreds of thousands of those, that person is supposed to be in charge of vetting sponsors and placing those children in sponsors' homes. Well, quite some time ago, about a year ago, the New York Times put out a piece saying that we'd lost contact with 85,000 of these unaccompanied children, these minors. And that number is over 100,000 today. Well, why in the world would we keep somebody in that position, or even have that position, who has lost that many children? We know that these kids have been placed with pedophiles. They've been placed in homes where there's been a dozen kids in the homes of a single man. What was that about? We know that if you have a criminal history, they changed the vetting requirements, that criminal history does not necessarily disqualify you from being a sponsor. The fact that you're in the country illegally doesn't disqualify you from being a sponsor. Why would that person still be having a job? In a rational world, that person might have a job, but they wouldn't have a job taking care of placement and supervising placement of children, especially when you have over 100,000 children missing. So my amendment came up for a vote today, and as expected, all the Democrats said no, they're going to protect that person. I mean, the argument that we had yesterday in the debate was, oh my goodness, but she has a great CV, she has a great history. And what about her livelihood? Well, and my position was, I don't care about her livelihood. I care about finding those children, finding out what's happened to them, and if there's been something nefarious, correcting it and making sure prosecutions take place. Well, so it comes to the floor, and who do you think scuttles the bill? 45 Republicans. 45 Republicans voted to save that person's job, to allow that person to continue to mismanage where these unaccompanied children are. I am for shutting the border down. But once we take custody of an unaccompanied child, then we have a responsibility to at least treat that child humanely and make sure they're not placed in a dangerous circumstance. And the bare minimum way you do that is you know where those kids are. 45 Republicans killed that amendment today. I'll keep you posted.